Mental Models Day 2, Escaping the Busyness Prison. If you're someone who has experienced what it means to be so busy, yet not productive at all, like you are busy, you're doing a lot, but you're not seeing the exact reward for the a lot that you're doing, and this episode is for you. If you were to run a race with a cheetah and a lion, if you were to run a race with a cheetah and a lion, what would you do to make sure you absolutely won that race? You would use a super fast car or bike to overcome that challenge, right? Exactly. So mental models are the apps you install in your mind to overcome the challenges of life, especially the challenges of a third world country. Welcome to episode 2 of the 45-day mental models series. I'm going to read one of my favorite quotes. Less is more. This is not just about productivity. It's about your entire life. What if instead of owning 19 average shirts, you had just 2 excellent ones? What if instead of taking 14 shallow courses, you took 1 deep one? What if instead of running 5 scattered social media pages, you built just one? What if instead of starting out with 17 sources of income, you started out with just one consistent source of income? This applies everywhere. Think about it. Most people you see that have impeccable careers, they are known for one thing. When you think of Elon Musk, you think of one thing, business. When you think of Ronaldo, you think of one thing, football. I mean, if you look at the routines of these people, they wake up and they go straight into one thing. And they do that one thing until they sleep. And wake up again and do one thing until they sleep. Think about musicians, think about comedians. They might have time for other things in terms of leisure time and hobbies, but you would notice that their focus makes them have just one major obsession. If you're not obsessed, it's going to be much more difficult for you to grow. Let me explain this. Imagine 2 people. The first person, he has 21 things he's doing, right? He has coaching. He's coaching some people online. He has a freelance career as well on Upwork and Fiverr. Imagine that same one person has a creative agency, that offers design services. Imagine he's also a writer sometimes, and then he also has like an offline church he serves in. So he does work for the offline church, and then online he has a community he's building. Offline he also has, some tutorials he teaches. Just imagine someone who does so many things, and this is the story of most likely yourself, right? You're probably in school. I'm not saying you should drop out of school, but that is already one thing, right? In school, you already have like 3 more activities that take your time. Then in your family, probably you have other activities that take your time. Then in your career, you have other things that take your time. Then you're also running a business by the side. Now, all of these things, even if you have 100%, even if you show up 100% every day, that 100% is being split among 20 things, which means each thing gets 5% of your energy, of your time, of your attention, of your creativity. Think about that for a moment. How exactly are you going to get to the top of any field if you're always doing so many things? You're not going to get better at anyone. It's as simple as that. However, imagine someone who focuses on just one thing. When he wakes up, that's the first thing he does. And he does that thing until he sleeps. And he wakes up again, does that same thing until he sleeps. He averages 12 hours, 14 hours of work on one thing. Let me show you how that would work out. Focus, when you focus on something, it scales in two directions: quality and quantity. When you put in so much quantity, you increase your odds of success. Imagine a dice, right? Imagine I told you that if you roll a dice and get six dots, I will give you £1,000,000. And you have the opportunity to try as many times as possible. Would you stop at your first try? No. If you had just 1 hour, wouldn't you roll it as many times as possible? Exactly. That's because doing something many times increases your chances of success. Another person might roll in 1 hour, roll 2 times or 4 times. He's likely to not hit that six that will get him the £1,000,000. But you, because you're rolling it every 2 seconds, you're likely to get over £50,000,000, because with that much consistency, that much quantity, you're doing the same thing every time, every 2 seconds, a lot of time, that volume, which was born by focus, right? Because you're doing too many things, you will not be able to imagine. In that 1 hour, you're washing plates, you're also creating content, you're also writing for somebody, and you're also trying to do an assignment, you're also going to church, you're also doing 5 other things in that same 1 hour. You wouldn't have enough time to roll the dice as many times as you need to get lucky. Correct? And so, what if that's what has been going on in your life? You know what you should do to make money. You have an idea you want to work on. You have something specific you want to use to make money. Why do you do any other thing apart from that one thing? Like I said, focus scales in two directions. Quantity, I've explained the quantity. Now, quality. Quality means quality grows by you doing one thing again and again and again. You just get better, even if you don't learn, right? I think learning is overrated. Currently, you know too much. You are overwise. You know so much, don't you? You've met people who you're surprised at how little they know. Yeah, you already know a lot, right? Volume has a quality of learning. You just get better by doing the same thing again and again and again. Some of you have watched Ronaldo's goals, Messi's goals, and you see those pages that show that he has scored that goal before, right? The same way he played that ball, he has played many times in the past and he hit. Many times he didn't hit. It's like the roll of a dice. But because he has done it so many times, he has become so much better. Basketballers, footballers, all sportsmen, they get better because they've been doing it since they were children, since their childhood, literally. And so, if you're not focused, you won't be able to do it so much to get so good at it. Yeah. Let me tell you how quantity works. Quality, quality actually compounds. And I want to explain compound interest for you. Pay attention. This is how compound interest works. Day one, if you show up consistently for 50 days, just imagine you show up consistently for 50 days. Day one, day two, day three, day four. What did you notice? It increases by a factor of 1, right? 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. But that's not how compound interest works. Compound interest works like this: 1 plus 2, 3, plus 3, 4, plus 4, plus 3, 6, plus 4, 10, plus 5, 15. So if you show up for 5 days, you are actually at level 15, not level 5. 5 is just the number of days you showed up. 15 is actually where you are in terms of reality. Do you understand that? That is if you're playing without any form of leverage. Just showing up, your quality grows up to level 15 in days. And if we add the 6th day, you're at level 21. If we add the 7th day, you're at level 28. If we add the 8th day, you're at level 36. And it just continues like that. That's exactly how compound interest works. When it comes to getting better at anything, I assure you, your problem with money, your problem with finance is not because you are cursed. It's not because you are not skilled or you're not talented. Maybe the people who are getting the result are more talented. No, you're not just doing it enough times to get really good. And you don't just have unfair advantages you're leveraging. There are 4 unfair advantages you can leverage. Number 1 is labor. Number 2 is capital. Number 3 is media. And number 4 is code, automation, AI. So the first is labor. If you're not the only one doing something, you have a co-founder, and both of you now are showing up every day, that is much more than you alone showing up. If you have a team of 5 people showing up every day in a particular direction, that's much more. Let me do the mathematics. If you're working just by yourself, remember the mathematics we did. Day 1 of showing up, you're at level 1. Day 2, you're at level 3, 1 plus 2. Day 3, you're at level 6, 1 plus 2 plus 3. Day 4, you're at level 10, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Day 5, you're at level 15. Assuming comes multiplication, because leverage multiplies your effort. Look at this. Day 1, day 2, 1 multiplied by 2, that's 2. Day 3, 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3, that's 6. Day 4, 6 times 4, that's 24. So showing up for 4 days consistently, you're at level 24, especially if you have an advantage. That is, you have labor, capital, code, AI, automation, or media. Day 5 is 24 times 5. That's 116, if I'm not wrong. And so, without leverage, you're already growing so fast just because of consistency. Imagine if we continue the mathematics for 50 days. I will need 10 fingers, 10 more fingers to count 50. Just imagine. Then imagine if you added a multiplier. A multiplier is a source of leverage. Now, let me say that again, because I think I need to repeat myself. When you add a multiplier, listen carefully. When you add a multiplier, you have labor working with you, or capital. Capital means you have money to spend on ads, you have money to spend on quality. For example, someone who's a content creator and is using just one device, that person is not leveraged. But someone who has money can buy multiple devices and stream to multiple platforms. Right now, I am live on TikTok. This is my TikTok camera. This is my YouTube camera. And this is my Instagram camera. So I'm currently live on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram at the same time. In the future, I'll be live on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook as well. So there will be 6 cameras and probably 2 more to record. Right? That's the power of capital. Capital increases the amount, what you can do, how far you can go with whatsoever you are engaging. And the third form of leverage is media. Media. The fact that what I'm doing can reach you guys. That's crazy leverage. In our parents' generation, guess what? If you wanted to reach 1,000 people, you would have to hire a stadium or a very, 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 very big hall, and to just speak to 1,000 people. And guess what? Even at that, you will have to spend so much money. Most people were not able to walk to 1,000 people across their lifetimes. However, in our generation, just with your camera, you can get 1,000 likes. You can get 1,000 views. You can get 1,000 comments. So social media is a form of leverage. Whatever you do, distribute it to social media. Even if you have an offline business, offline shop, offline service, distribute it to social media. It gives you so much leverage. And so I've been able to explain how focus scales in quantity and in quality. Our time is up. I'm going to save this live. I don't think I can save lives on TikTok yet, but I can save on Instagram and YouTube. So go to my YouTube page at Witty Prince to see the full live session. All right, we're done. See you on the next episode. Episode 3 comes up tomorrow. So share this episode if you enjoyed it and go back to re-listing on YouTube at Witty Prince. Visit wittyprince.substack.com to get all the mental models in text form. So if you prefer to read text does not take too much data. So wittyprince.substack.com. That is wittyprince.substack.com. Okay, we're done.